Hello students, welcome to English class. I'm your English teacher, Mr. Oza, and it is time for us to work on classwork number 55. Today we're jumping into chapter 2 in our novel, The Kite Runner, written by the author Khaled Hosseini. Today's chapter, chapter number 2, is titled The Bully. There he is. His name is Asef, and he is a 14-year-old boy bullying our main character and the best friend of our main character. So we're going to get into this interaction in the chapter today. I hope you enjoyed chapter 1. Here we go. Let's roll with chapter number 2. First off, some directions, same as usual. At this point, you should have already looked at the 4 pictures. And you should have already written down one prediction and one question, number 1 and 2, in your Google Doc. You're currently watching this video, which is great. Once this video is over, you can read the chapter. The PDF is in your Google Doc. You're going to fill out the SMM chart, or the Says Means Matters chart. And then you're going to do an open response to finish off the assignment and turn it in. So let's go over the 4 pictures so I can just give you a little preview of what's going to happen here in the chapter. Now, here's our main character, Amir. Remember in chapter 1, we saw him as a 35-year-old man living in California. Now we've gone back in time and we're learning about his childhood. We're learning about how he got to California. What did he go through in order to get to California? He went through a lot, and here's a beginning of his story. So here's Amir, and here is his friend Hassan. All right, now remember the racial, or I should say the ethnic situation happening here. Amir is a Pashtun boy. He's part of the majority ethnic group. Hassan is a Hazara. He is a part of the minority ethnic group, and he is going to get bullied here in this chapter because of his minority status. It's very sad to see. Here is Asef. Asef is a Pashtun, and he is bullying both of these kids. So he's bullying Hassan because of the fact that he's a Hazara, he's a minority, and he's even bullying Amir, saying that Pashtuns shouldn't be hanging out with Hazaras. You're just as bad as him because you're spending time with him. Very cruel stuff from this boy, Asef. And these are his two minions, his 2 followers. Their names are Kamal and Wali, and they are kind of just along for the ride, and partaking in the bullying as well, right? So, Asef, part of the majority ethnic group, is bullying Hassan because he's a minority. And even though Amir, our main character, is not a minority, he's getting bullied too, just because he's hanging out with him, just because they're buddies, just because they're spending time together. So it's disappointing, it's sad to see, especially young kids engaging in this kind of behavior. This kid is 14 years old, but it is also reality. Asef, the bully, he walks around with this pair of brass knuckles. If you're not familiar with this, it's a weapon. You put your fingers through those holes, and when you punch somebody, obviously the brass is very painful. However, Hassan is able to defend himself with a slingshot. Now, if you're not familiar with this device, as you can see, it's like a Y-shaped stick. You hold it in one hand, your left hand, for example, you put a rock in that little, I don't know what to call it, that little pocket, that little rock holder. You pull it back, and then when you let go, you fling the rock towards your enemy. And so the slingshot is Hassan's defense, here in this bullying situation. And just don't forget about the slingshot, because the slingshot is an interesting little symbol, an interesting little thing that pops up a few times throughout the book. So, remember when you're reading the last chapter of the book or the second to last chapter, just remember back to this early moment in the book where you were introduced to the slingshot. And without giving anything away, without spoiling anything, I will tell you, just remember the slingshot, because later on in the book, the slingshot is prominently featured as an important part of the plot line. So now, once this video is done, you're gonna read the chapter on your own. Please click on the link in your Google Doc. There's a PDF there waiting for you. You can read the chapter. Here is an image again of the novel The Kite Runner, one of the many book covers. This is our main character Amir here on the book cover. What is he looking at? What is he looking for? What's happening here on this book cover? We haven't gotten to that scene yet, but we will learn about that in a future chapter. After you're done reading the chapter, or while you're reading the chapter, the choice is yours. Fill out the Says Means Matters chart. If I give you a quote, remember the page number is right here, you describe to me what is happening in that quote. If I give you a description of some sort of situation, you can go to that page number and you find a quote for me. All right, and then don't forget to explain why each quote, why each description is important, why does it matter, why is it worth studying. After you finish the chart, open response, as usual, you're just sharing your own opinion. You're using a quote from the novel or anywhere else to support your answer. Like I always say, you have so many quotes here, 4 to be exact, that you can choose from, 2 that you found and 2 that I gave you. So remember to support your opinion, support your claim with some sort of evidence. And here in this example, the evidence is going to be a quote. So I hope you guys enjoyed chapter 2. The beginning of a long ride here in this book. The drama is just starting to play out. This is a kind of a sad chapter, an exciting chapter, but a bit of a difficult chapter when you see kids getting bullied, and especially because of ethnic reasons. So if you have any questions, please contact me. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great class.